Hey, Chantelle here with another Mat Pilates. All you'll need today is a mat. Find a space to lay out on your back and we'll get started. Let's start with a warm-up. Inhale to reach your arms overhead, and as you exhale, bring your hands back by your hips. Take a few big deep breaths in and out here. And be mindful of where your hips are. Try to tuck the pelvis, start to engage the core. And then when you're ready, extend your right leg up and start to circle your ankle in one direction. Keep that leg really extended. Make those big circles. And switch directions. Good. And then start to point and flex the toes, pulling the toes back towards your face, and then pointing them up towards the ceiling, really exaggerating that movement. Try to feel all the muscles through your leg, through your calf, shin. Then let's switch legs. Start to extend your left leg up. Take those circles in each direction. Again, find that length through your leg, through your toes. Then switch directions. Keep your foot extended and start to point and flex the toes, pulling back and pointing up towards the ceiling. Again, start to feel the whole leg engage from your toes all the way down through to your hip. As you finish, we'll switch back to the right leg. Extend it up to the ceiling and take a couple little circles with your whole leg in one direction. Letting that movement come from the hips. And switch directions. Try to keep your body steady. And then as you exhale, start to lower your leg and then bring it back up towards the ceiling. Keeping the core engaged and strong. Try not to let the low back arch up off the ground. Again, feel that length through your leg. Then when you're ready, we'll switch over to the opposite leg. Extend the foot up and take those circles with your whole leg in one direction. Move through the hip. Keep the leg extended. And switch directions. Then start to lower your leg towards the ground and lift it back up towards the ceiling. Keep it nice and steady. Feel that length through your leg, especially as you extend down. And then lift it back up towards the ceiling. Move with your breath. As you finish, relax, and we'll move into the first set. Let's start set one with scissors. Grab onto one leg and let the opposite leg fall towards the ground. You can keep your shoulders on the mat, or you can lift them up, but keep some space between your chin and your chest as you lift. Take your time and keep the core really engaged. The straighter and lower your leg, the harder this exercise is going to be. Do about 10 reps on each side. Then as you finish, roll onto either side, all the way down to the ground. Extend your legs straight out, lift the top leg slightly, and start to circle it in one direction, about 10 circles this way. Try to keep your body steady and just move through the leg and the hip. Then switch directions. Continue to breathe. Focus on those circles. As you finish, roll over onto your stomach. Lay all the way out. And then when you're ready, you'll lift just your chest. Hands can lift off the ground. Start to extend your hands out. And then as you exhale, pull your shoulder blades together. Do about 10 reps here. Keep the neck in neutral with the rest of your spine, just gazing gently forward to the top edge of your mat. Take a second, take a breath. We'll do that one more time as we switch to the other side. Take a deep breath, lift the chest. When you're ready, extend, and then bring the elbows back. Again, really focusing on squeezing the shoulder blades together, bringing those elbows down towards your hips. Exaggerate that flexion through the back. As you finish, roll onto the opposite side, and we'll do our leg circles on the second side. Lay all the way out. Start to lift your top leg and take your circles in one direction. Again, about 10 repetitions each way. Go ahead and switch directions. As you finish, start to roll back onto your back, and we'll come back to scissors. Shoulders can stay on the ground, or you can start to lift them up. Extend the legs up. Just gently grab behind the thigh and start to alternate those legs, about 10 repetitions on each side. Continue to breathe through this movement. And relax. Bring your feet down to the ground. Maybe bring them a little bit wider than the mat and let your knees drop from side to side. When you're ready, we'll start set number 2. Start to lift both legs up towards the ceiling and create a little V. Then as you exhale, lift through, crunching the hands through the legs. Lift the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. Again, keep a little space between the chin and the chest, just about 10 reps. As you finish, go ahead and roll onto one side, and we'll set up for a side plank. You can go on your knee or on your toes. Let the hips dip down towards the ground, and then lift them up towards the ceiling, trying to squeeze the obliques on the bottom side. Continue to breathe through, just about 10 repetitions here. As you finish, roll forward and come into a high plank on your hands. You can be on your toes and your knees here again. And then when you're ready, start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling, towards a down dog. You can keep both hands on the mat, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. Or if you'd like, you can reach back towards the opposite foot, alternating sides to make it a little more challenging. Just try to exhale as you reach back and lift the hips. As you finish, we'll do our side plank on the second side. So come onto the forearm, knee or toes. Let the hips drop to the ground and then squeeze to lift them up towards the ceiling. Try to keep your shoulders in line with that bottom elbow as much as you can. As you finish there, roll back onto your back for our V crunch. Lift the legs up towards the ceiling a little bit wider, and then reach the hands through the legs as you lift to crunch. Again, try to exhale as you lift. As you finish, go ahead and lay all the way out. Extend the arms and legs out and take a full body stretch. When you're ready to start set number 3, plant your feet on the ground and start to lift your hips towards a bridge pose. Extend one leg up towards the ceiling. Slowly start to lower the leg and lift it up, keeping the hips lifted off the ground in your bridge. Continue to breathe. Just about 10 repetitions, lowering and lifting the leg. As you finish, relax and roll onto one side, and we'll come into clams. Bend the knees, maybe your ankles in line with your hips, and start to lift that top leg, keeping your feet together and opening the knees like a clam. Try to squeeze the glutes on that top side and keep the rest of your body as steady as possible. As you finish, we'll come into a forearm plank. Bring the elbows under the shoulders and keep your knees on the ground to start. And then we'll alternate extending one leg straight out behind you. Try to plant the ball of your foot and drive out through your heel. Just do it about 10 repetitions, 5 on each side. Keeping the core engaged, belly button pulling towards the spine. Take a second, come back into a child's pose before we switch to the opposite side. When you're ready, find that forearm plank again. Come to your knees. As you're ready, start to alternate and extend those legs. As you finish, we'll do clams on the second side. Lay all the way down, bend the knees, heels in line with your hips, and start to lift that top leg, squeeze the glutes. Exhale as you lift and squeeze. We'll finish it up with that bridge on the second side. When you're ready, start to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Lift the opposite leg, slowly lower, and then exhale as you lift your leg back up to the ceiling. Do about 10 reps here. You're almost done. Good job. As you finish, take a full body stretch. Reach the arms and legs out. Take a few breaths. And then maybe tuck the knees into the chest. Let them drop to one side. Take a little spinal twist. On an inhale, bring your knees back to center and then start to let them drop to the opposite side. Take the spinal twist on the second side. Inhale back to center. Start to roll all the way over onto your stomach. Lay all the way out, but bring the hands by your shoulders or maybe a little further forward to lift up. Feel a stretch through the stomach, through the abs. Take a second to relax. Inhale, lift again. Exhale, relax. One more time. Inhale to lift. Find that length. Relax. And start to send the hips back into a child's pose. And relax. Nice work. Thanks for joining us today.